Like, it's not anything like we got to do the show twice, right? Whew, don't play with me like that, Jakira. Y'all gonna have to find a new anchor to do it. Okay. An early morning fire in Lowndes County has claimed the life of a Caledonia man. Lowndes County Coroner Greg Merchant tells WTVA that the fire Right now at 10, the National Safety Board Chair is speaking out about the devastating crash of an air ambulance carrying 6 people in Philadelphia. That's ahead. Plus, tonight a prayer vigil was held in Monroe County to mourn not only those in their area, but around the country. We'll have the details.
And it's the end of January, and it was a very busy January at that. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor. I'll tell you all about what happened during the month and what to expect heading into your first week of February coming up.
And the U.S. military has released the names of those on board the Black Hawk helicopter from Wednesday night's crash, one of which has local ties. WTVA 9 News at 10 starts right now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is WTVA 9 News.
Thanks for making WTVA 9 News at 10 your choice for news. I'm Jake White. An early morning fire in Lowndes County has claimed the life of a Caledonia man. Lowndes County Coroner Greg Merchant tells WTVA that the fire was called into Lowndes County 911 at 6:33 Saturday morning by a passerby that saw the mobile home smoking. When the Lowndes County Volunteer Fire arrived on the scene, the home was fully engulfed in flames. After battling the blaze, the victim was found deceased. The victim has been identified as Gerald Michael Whitney. The fire is believed to have started from a small heater used in the bedroom. The state fire marshal was on the scene this afternoon. More information is expected to be released soon. And you're getting a live look through one of the MDOT traffic cameras. And Gabe, I know I'm not the only one saying that this weather is a far cry from what we saw a couple of weeks ago. And I know that you told me that you actually left your house in shorts today.
Shorts and a t-shirt.
Shorts and a t-shirt. And if you remember last week, I said that I did that, and Gabe laughed at me.
Because it was a little bit colder.
You're gonna get the flu.
I mean, well, hey, some people did get the flu because of that cold weather.
That is true.
I mean, yeah, the change of the seasons has been crazy, and I feel like January has had every season.
And that's just Mississippi.
Exactly.
That's just, as someone that's grown up here, this is the norm.
Well, I'm getting used to the norm now, being here a couple of years.
You'll never get used to it, trust me. I'm still not used to it.
Well, I wanted to go back and talk about January just because of how active it was weather-wise. So first, we're looking at the precipitation chart, and the area or the days you see in blue were days that we saw rain. The days in orange are, of course, the days that were drier. You're seeing a lot of days that we saw rain, 10 to be exact, or actually precipitation, because some of that was frozen. Total rainfall or total precipitation we saw this month was about 4.72 inches, which is 0.24 inches above what our average is. So already starting off on the right foot. We know that last year we were still under drought conditions as the day wrapped up. Now let's talk about temperatures. And you're seeing a lot more blue there, and that's because those days were very, very cold. I wish there was a dark blue to show you just how extreme that cold was. But how many days we saw above average was around 13. 2 normal days, dare you call them normal in Mississippi, and days below average was around 16. So it was a cold month. It was a busy month when it came to precipitation, but heading into this week, things will calm down, at least for the first half of the week. Hour by hour into tomorrow morning shows foggy conditions for the start of our day, but in all honesty, a little sneak peek of your Sunday forecast. It's going to be sunny throughout, an absolutely stunning forecast. So Jake, something to look forward to, but yes, you mentioned it, Mississippi, always busy when it comes to the weather world.
This morning, the U.S. military has now released the names of those on board the Black Hawk helicopter during the crash with American Airlines in Washington, D.C. back on Wednesday night, one of which has ties to our own area. The Army is now identifying 2 of the 3 soldiers in that Black Hawk. One of those is Andrew Eves, who is a native to Noxubee County. Andrew was a Central Academy graduate who grew up in the Brooksville area. And as of this morning, efforts were ongoing to pull the American Airlines flight and the Black Hawk helicopter out of the river. Crews have been scanning the frigid water with sonar as the remains of the 41 victims are now recovered. Investigators are recounting the final minutes before the American Airlines jet started its descent Wednesday night at 8:43 p.m. The pilots were told to land on a shorter runway. The Black Hawk helicopter was making its way up the Potomac River at 8:45 p.m. Traffic control starts alerting the helicopter to the jet's approach. At 8:47 p.m., the control tower asked the Black Hawk pilots to confirm they see the jet. And seconds later, the collision happened. So far, we have learned that 67 people in total are confirmed to have died from Wednesday night's crash. The investigation into the crash is continuing tonight, and so are efforts to recover parts of both the American Airlines flight and the Black Hawk helicopter. Our thoughts and prayers go out to those involved and their loved ones. And welcome to WTVA for our ABC viewers. We're going to get it right into our second story. Officials with the National Transportation Safety Board held a press conference on Saturday to provide information on a fatal crash in Philadelphia. 7 people are dead and at least 19 others were injured after the fiery crash of an air ambulance jet onto a busy Philadelphia street Friday night. According to officials, the jet crashed shortly after takeoff from Northeast Philadelphia Airport with 6 people on board, including 2 crew members. And the flight plan was filed for Springfield Branson National Airport in Springfield, Missouri. The crash scene was at least 4 to 6 blocks, and authorities are working to assess the damage. The NTSB, which is the national agency leading the investigation, said during a press conference that nothing was communicated to the air traffic control tower before the crash to signal an issue, and added that the agency is considering this an accident.
Certainly we'll evaluate information as we continue on with our investigation. Right now, our focus is on collecting the perishable evidence, and that is the debris and what we need to take in order to conduct our investigation.
Officials nor plane owner Jet Rescue Air Ambulance have revealed the identities of the victims. New at 6, the federal judge has refused to block the death penalty for Demetrius Frazier next week. He has been on death row for the 1991 rape and murder of a woman in Birmingham. This is Demetrius Frazier. The federal judge on Friday refused to stop what would be the 4th nitrogen gas execution in the U.S., saying the inmate had not proven his claims that the new method is an unconstitutional, cruel, and causes psychological terror. His mother, who lives in Michigan, and anti-death advocates have asked Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer to intervene in his death penalty case by sending him back to Michigan to serve his life sentence. He was originally sentenced to life in prison in Michigan for the felony murder and criminal sexual conduct back in 1992 of a 14-year-old girl.
I love him. I know he made mistakes. He committed to those mistakes.
She was hoping Governor Kay Ivey would spare his life and return Frazier to Michigan to serve out his life sentence. Advocates say Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel's office declined declined to intervene in other states' criminal proceedings. Governor Whitmore's office declined to comment on the request. Frazier is set to be executed next Thursday on February 6th at the Holman Correctional Facility near Altmore, Alabama. And flowers are growing outside of a home in Ashburn, Virginia after a Wednesday night crash in D.C. We'll have the very latest as WTVA 9 News at 10 continues.
And how about those temperatures? Not too bad, right? Nothing to complain about. Well, what if I told you they were getting even warmer heading into our week ahead? We'll take a look at that and much more coming up after the break.
It was a tongue slip. I said Governor Gay Ivy.
Oh my God!
But her name is Kay Ivy, so I got the K and whatever.
It happens.
I didn't even hear it. Who caught it?
I'm sure Gay
Me,
Ivy
I called it.
understands.
So what is the back time again, Shakira? I'm sorry. 11:02. Okay, cool.
I'm screaming. Lord. Yeah, I'll do it.
Avery, am I saying the sports tees?
Yeah.
All right.
It's VO over it.
Okay. Mourners are paying tribute to the Livingston family of 4 who died in the mid-air crash in Washington, D.C. Wednesday night. A makeshift memorial is growing outside their home in Ashburn, Virginia. Relatives say 14-year-old Everly and 11-year-old Elita died in the crash, along with their parents and Donna and Peter Livingston. The daughters were known as the Ice Skating Sisters, who often traveled across the country to competitions. The family was returning from a training camp in Wichita, Kansas, when their American Airlines flight collided with a Black Hawk helicopter in the Potomac River. Coming up, if you missed the number 14 Mississippi State Bulldogs basketball team take on the number 20 Missouri Tigers earlier today, no worries. We have some highlights and more straight ahead.
And taking a live look outside, beautiful conditions heading into our Saturday night. How long do those stick around for? Because, hey, you know we're in Mississippi, things are going to change. But we'll talk the latest details on that forecast coming up in a couple minutes.
It is my worst enemy. I grew up in the South. I'm sorry. Here comes Karen. She's about to email me. Don't worry. It's actually 1450. It's actually pronounced Potomac. I know. You read it on a prompter.
Now, your WTVA Severe Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Gabe Maynard.
Welcome back, everybody. And Gabe, you know, we were talking about the cold weather going away, and it just so happens that it's 35 degrees inside of the studio. It is cold.
It is not 35 degrees.
Okay, let's be specific. It is 62 degrees here in the studio.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because if there's nothing happening inside the studio, that means it's coming from outside. And if outside is 62.
Well, they have a heater on in the control room, so you tell them that.
Well, you go there, and then I'll go to the weather wall, and then we'll do it that way here during weather. You stay warm, and I'll stay cool.
Whatever, Gabe. Anyway, how's the weather doing? I mean, come on now.
What? All the way around, studio inside and out. It's looking phenomenal in regards to our forecast. Storm Track Doppler radar shows not even a cloud in sight. So the rain that was here moments ago, not a problem anymore, a problem of the past. We can move on and enjoy the beautiful forecast that's ahead. We are tracking a unique pattern though. This cold front shifting out towards the east, not dropping our temperatures any despite it moving through the area yesterday. And the reason why is because we have this warm front building in out towards our west. As that moves over our area, it will create a warm sector which will move the moisture and also move the warmer temperatures back into the forecast. So all of that warm air back behind that frontal boundary, that'll move northeast right into northeast Mississippi. So the warm temperatures today are just the start of the warming trend going forward. We're seeing 48 around 11, but 42 tomorrow morning. Yes, 42 to start our day. Only thing you need to note for your morning commute, despite it being a great temperature forecast, is some patchy fog for some areas, and we'll see that right here on our futurecast, or our storm tracker, sorry. But what we're tracking is clear skies all the way across the region, but you see early hours, 7 a.m., that streak of low-lying cloud cover is actually a streak of fog that's going to develop for a large portion of North Mississippi. So low beams, that's your friend for your morning commute. But temperature-wise, I mean, just take a breath of fresh air. It's a beautiful forecast for that. Low 40s across the region, so no matter where you are, starting off on the right foot. As the day goes on, sunshine moves into our forecast, burns up that fog, and we're left with sunny skies all the way through our Sunday. You see that even into the afternoon, and that'll warm our temperatures up nicely. Yes, even a few degrees warmer than what we had today. My shorts and t-shirt today, we'll be able to carry that over into Sunday as well. Upper 60s across the region, but you look further to the south, some places actually seeing the 70s. So a great temperature forecast, and we get to enjoy that even over the next couple of days. Throughout the rest of our evening, you're going to see those clear skies continue to stick around. So we're not just going to have an afternoon filled with it. We're going to have a full day with clear skies. But high temperatures, yes, we talked about that warmer air gradually increasing over the next several days. And it's just amazing that we're increasing from the mid 60s. We're talking about 70s on your Monday and 70s continuing into Wednesday and Thursday as well. Would not be surprised for this area right here, Wednesday and Thursday, to see some areas flirting with the 80s. So it's just insane we're talking about that at the start of our February because we know we're still in winter. Believe it or not, everybody. Welcome to Mississippi. Jake, you're exactly right. This is such an interesting state when it comes to the weather world. Tuesday on through the weekend, though, that dry air goes away. We're going to see isolated showers move back into the forecast. Thursday, your best chance there, going to see some scattered showers across the region. But all of these chances going to be consisting of light showers, so non-impactful in our forecast, but something we'll continue to fine-tune over the next several days. But just enjoy that warmer air. I mean, when you're talking about 70s in February, that is a phenomenal forecast.
Welcome to WTVA 9 Sports. I am Avery Hillier. Now, both teams in our backyard took on a pair of Tigers today, and it was a tough day for both of them. The number 14 Mississippi State Bulldogs men's basketball team took on the number 20 Missouri Tigers, and the number 23 Ole Miss Rebels took on the number 1 Auburn Tigers. Now, let's start with the Bulldogs first. Down in the hump this weekend, the Bulldogs looking to get a win over the Tigers after falling to number 4 Alabama. First half, we're going to have those Tigers with the ball. Number 2, Tamar Bates with the ball, looking to see who is open. He passes to one of his teammates who swings it to another. Then the ball ends up in number 0, Anthony Robertson, the second hands, and he pulls up for a mid-range. It's good. Score 12-5 Tigers. Bulldogs ball. We have a few passes until number 0. Clyde Harris Jr. gets the ball and shoots a 3. It's good. Score 28-25. Tigers still leading though. Second half, Tigers ball. Number 31, Caleb Grill. He's going to get the ball. He's going to pass the ball to Robinson, who will dribble for a little bit to see who's open before he passes it right back to Grill, who's going to pull up for that 3. It's good. And I tell y'all, he was shooting all day. Bulldogs ball. Number 12, Josh Hobart dribbling, and he passes to number 2, Riley Kugel, who will give it to number 4, Cameron Matthews. He will take it in for that layup. Score 62-39. Tigers still up, though. Tigers ball, number 35, Jacob Cruz will get the ball to pump fake a 3. Score 69-43. Tigers. The Tigers will finish this game on out. Final score, Mississippi State 61, Missouri 88. Here is what MSU guard Josh Hubbard had to say regarding what he and the team need to do to keep moving forward after this loss.
Positivity. Moving on. Can't let this game, affect our next game. I think that's the main thing. Just going back to the drawing board, picking up some things that we did this game to learn from it. Get in the film room and get some extra shots up. So I think that's just the main thing.
The loss makes the Bulldogs 16-6 overall and 4-5 in conference play. They will be on the road next Saturday, February 8th, to take on Georgia at 5 p.m. Then making our way to Oxford. First half, Rebels ball, number 4, Jamin Brakefield for the 3. It's good. Scores 8-6 Rebels. Got this celebration right there. Then still in there first, Rebels moving the ball down the court. Quick in transition. Number 0, Malik Dia will get that dunk. That's nice. Score 21-16. The Tigers are end up though. Second quarter, number 3, Sean Padula with the ball. Watch him make a Tigers defender stumble as he shoots that 3. Score 44-43. Tigers up still. Rebs getting a little momentum though. We got some Rebs in the paint trying to make a layup. Number 1, Michael Brown Jones gets his to go in for that big and 1 right there. But that, that's some big man stuff. He's hype right there, but that big man energy won't finish with the Rebs. Their final score will be Ole Miss 82, Auburn 92. Here is what Ole Miss head coach Chris Beard had to say about the Rebels' performance.
I give our guys credit. We didn't get all the A performances. If you'd have told me before the game Juju's going to go 0 for 6, I don't like that. Dre gets in foul trouble. I don't like that. But I thought we played really hard. I thought we earned the free throw differential, just my opinion. I'll always tell you when it's the other way. I thought we were the most aggressive team.
This loss makes the Rebels 16-6 overall and 5-4 in conference play. They will be back at home Tuesday, February 4th to take on number 12 Kentucky at 6 p.m. Now moving on to some men's basketball scores around the SEC. Number 4 Alabama took on Georgia, and Bama would get that win. Final score 73-50. Number 5 Florida took on number 8 Tennessee, and the Rocky Top would come out on top. Final score 64-44. Number 24 Vanderbilt took on unranked Oklahoma, and Oklahoma, they got that W. Final score 97-67. Then moving on to women's basketball, there wasn't any action today from the Ole Miss or Mississippi State, but you can catch them tomorrow. The Ole Miss Rebels, Lady Rebels that is, will be on the road Sunday, February 2nd to take on number 23 Vanderbilt at 2 p.m. Then the Mississippi State Lady Bulldogs will be on the road as well to take on number 7 LSU at 1 p.m. Now that will do it for sports. It's back to you, Jake.
Folks gathered at a cross in Monroe County for a prayer visual tonight. Organizer Delores Badie says she invited the community to pray for strength, peace, and unity. The prayer visual was to show support for the families that lost loved ones, with the most recent being 28-year-old Destiny Sims.
There has just been so much loss here in our city, but we are definitely out here in support of them, praying for their strength in their time of sorrow, because we're all grieving. We're all grieving the loss of the loved ones.
Officers say Sims died in an ATV wreck in Prairie on January 26. But he says she wants to encourage folks to be at peace with one another and never cease to pray.